Got it. Hello. And welcome to Public Access, fourth episode of our run, which is super fun. I have our notes from last week. I thought I did not write them down. I was panicking at the last minute. There's nothing there. I was like, that's the empty one for this session. That's that's nothing to lose it about. Cool. So last time we met, we wound up watching a Odyssey tape. We watched the Lumberjack Puppet Show one. That was a good time. There's yard debris in the basement. A little girl got a B on a spelling test. They had a tea party and poisoned the squirrel to death. And the little girl whispered creepily, "Cigarettes are yucky." I think specifically to David. And so remember, if we can bring in things from that happened in the tape, that is a check mark for folks who have the I think it's the sandstone arch. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Michael got a message back from Spooky Mike 73 from the message boards with a clue that's a sequence of numbers that was written on the wall of the inside of the house that you did not see there anymore, and got a little visit from the deputy, and our friend Leona showed up at the house, and her daughter is missing. She thinks it has to do something with this flyer for this serpents and what is it? Serpents and something. Sepulchers. Yeah. So that was great. Gary ate a bunch of pancakes. Erica freaked out, called up the sheriff. Sheriff gave Gary the business, and Leona showed David the girl's bedroom. Amanda, I think her name was. And underneath the floorboard, there was some cosplay stuff in a little box. They headed out, and then Erica and Michael called the number on the flyer. Talked to a guy who told them to meet them behind the Circle K, who wound up being Randy, the weed dealer with a lucha mask and nunchucks and a lot of monster. So sold you some weed. Told you about Skinny, the guy with the wizard van behind the head shop. And you went to the head shop to talk with a lady about role-playing games and incense, and in walks Sheriff Hanscom. At the same time, Parker and Mike went to talk to Debbie, Hugh's sister. Hugh is the missing person, the father from the missing family at Escondido Street. The door was open, and there was evidence that she had been there, half drunk pot of coffee in the kitchen. The TV was on, and you found her digging at the roots of pine trees out back with her bare hands, kind of frenzied, and her hands are kind of ragged and bloody from the digging, muttering about roots and evil in the earth. You helped her up. She said that her brother Hugh called her and told her to meet him at Escondido Street. He is missing, and that house is evil, so that kind of freaked her out. Eventually, she wound up going back into the kitchen with David and grabbed a knife and said, "If it's not inside me, maybe it's not inside you." And I believe that is where we left it. This is still day phase. Nice Red Bull. Cool. So, and I've got 2 clues for David in the pipe for when there's a moment where he's not being attacked by a lady with a knife. So let's open there. Debbie is wild-eyed advancing on you with chef's knife, kind of indicating that she wants to cut you open because that's where the evil is, inside you. I think Parker is still in the backyard, or did you come inside too?
No, I think we both came inside.
Cool.
I would like to use my latchkey move of come with me if you want to live.
Nice.
Get Parker and David out of trouble again. Um, I would like Parker to. I'm kind of like playing Parker as like a chef, kind of like cook character,
Mhm.
and so I want to say that they have a real familiarity with like kitchen knives and stuff like that. Um, and so I want to be able to take the knife from Debbie
Mhm.
with this move.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as that's in service of you leaving, I think that's
Yeah,
totally
and then
fine.
just run out the back door.
Yeah. Yeah, you can easily she is focused so focused on David, who is probably backed up against the counter at this point, and you're able to come up just from behind her from the side and just take it off. And she's still like focused, even like she doesn't even notice that the knife has gone from her hand. She's still focused on advancing towards David, and you can yank him and pull him out of that house. And I believe she's just going to scream after you. And it's kind of incoherent, uh, kind of the same stuff she was muttering in the backyard about the evil and the tearing out the roots and all that. Cool.
And
That's a
I
yeah. Go
keep
for
the
it.
knife and put it in my
You
corner of the
can
house.
you can totally keep the knife and put it in the corner of your house. Yes,
Oh, thank you.
I love that. Great. Good way to get out of that cliffhanger. So let's go to our other cliffhanger with Sheriff Hanscom and y'all in the in the head shop. It was Erica and Michael over there. So he just kind of, sees you there and gives you a moment. How do the two of you react?
Just play it cool, man.
Yeah, he turns and he starts like messing with stuff.
So just play it cool.
Yeah, he does that like look at the ceiling thing, then grab something that's right in front of him and just tinker with it.
Nice. Erica, we are keeping it cool for sure. What are you afraid what will happen if you can't keep it together?
I mean, that'll get arrested again. This would be very bad this time because, I mean, I don't know what y'all's legalization laws are like, but I know they didn't exist at all in 2004.
Yeah, not in New Mexico for sure.
Stopping from Randy.
Cool. That is going to be a day move with composure for sure. Do you have any items that you would like to? You have an electric guitar and a sardine can survival kit.
I don't see a viable way to introduce any of those.
Awesome.
I also forgot to pull up the dice roller, so hold up a moment here.
Yeah.
All right, that's 2d6 plus composure.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and actually, let's make this with disadvantage. So roll 3 dice and take the bottom 2 because you are watched by the sheriff.
All right, so just do 3d6 plus 1.
3d6. We'll just roll 3d6 straight. We'll take the bottom 2 and add 1 there.
All right.
Cool.
6 plus 1 is a 7. I'm going to turn.
Go ahead.
I'd like to turn a key.
Awesome. Which one would you like to turn?
The power gamer in me wants to unlock signals from the other side. But I think for this situation, we're gonna do a flashback to the moment when you realized your parents were imperfect.
Ooh, nice. Do you want to do that one now, or do you want to save it?
Depends where key turns are kind of designed to come into play narratively, because from last session, Erica was very put out by Sheriff Bill's very abrupt response to her calling, and quite revealed to I think it was Michael, she's quite upset that he's just putting on an act like everyone else who says they might care about me in this town.
Mm-hmm.
He's a filthy liar.
Yeah, let's see the flashback now, since you're kind of like in a moment of stunned.
Okay, probably, I don't know, 1992, 1993. Um, who knows exactly when? I just know the DuckTales was on at the time, that afternoon. And sitting there watching it in my living room, and my dad came in and told me that he told me that he was had to go take care of some stuff for grandma who lived up in Vermont. Yes, fine, whatever. He's going to be away for a few weeks. Sure, it's makes no difference. But fast forward about 3-4 years later, grandma passed. She was passed on, and that was when mom and dad turned off the TV and told me that they were heading out. They were going to go to move out to Vermont, and live in her old house. They couldn't wait to get out of this town any more than I could. Problem was, I had 1 year of high school left. I was in my senior year, and I wanted to get out just as bad as they did, but as things were hard enough anyways, and I had to finish, and if I didn't finish, I'd definitely lose my scholarship. And then what would I have left? And I told them that. And instead of waiting a year to move to Vermont, they told me I could stay in the house in Deep Lake until I graduated. And I graduated, and next June. And by August, they put the house up for sale, the one I was living in, our house. And up till then, things had been polite, things weren't great, but they were civil. And that was the moment I realized that they weren't just, they were a little more than imperfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And the sheriff just kind of looks at you and says, oh, I didn't expect to see you here. What are you up to today, Erica?
Well, I didn't expect to see you here either, Sheriff. I'm just came in for some incense, and I found a copy of Rambles Off, obscure late 80s sci-fi film that she bought a Betamax of last, just doing some shopping. Yeah,
Right.
the shop's part of your route now, huh?
Yeah. Well, this is just my weekly pickup from Missy. Hey, Missy. Like, waves to the owner, and she has a little bundle for him, wrapped in or not wrapped, but like in a small brown paper bag, and he slides a couple of 20s across the counter and says, "I'll see you next week," and kind of like tips his non-existent hat to you and Michael, and says, "Stay safe." Ambles off.
Yeah. Say, Missy,
Mhm.
just between us girls, what is Sheriff Bill's usual pickup?
People rely on me for discretion, so I don't go around spreading people's secrets. There's just anyone who walks in.
So
That answers the question pretty well, I think.
you're a scrounger. You find stuff for people.
Yep. Sometimes people bring stuff to me. I'm just doing business here.
Glance over at Billy and then say, what about finding meetup spots? Can you find those?
For anything in particular?
Billy, you got that flyer?
Yeah, he'll like dig around, pull out the SNS flyer, hand it over.
Oh, are you kidding?
No,
Do you play?
I mean, I always wanted to.
Oh, wow. I come over here, check it out. And she goes over to the front counter, and underneath the glass, there's a bunch of stickers and flyers and stuff. And underneath the glass, and it looks like it's been there for quite some time, is an older flyer that is very similar to that one. This is like welcome travelers, and has a phone number on it, a different phone number. She's like, yeah, back in the day, I used to play all the time. I had a healer named Witch Elm, and yeah, it was super fun. I didn't know that was still going on.
Apparently it is. I mean, we just got this flyer at the house, but the number on it's not good. I want in on the game.
Wow.
Do you know where? Yeah, they must have made a typo in the number because it went to some weird guy hanging out behind the Circle K.
Oh, Randy.
Yeah, Randy. He's a character.
Yeah, he sure is. Yeah, he used to come around here all the time, but yeah, I think he's found himself a niche over at the Circle K.
Well, it's
He's doing
clearly
all right.
Serpents and Sepulchres, though. So
No, that doesn't seem like his kind of thing. He's he's an oddball, but he likes his Red Bulls, and that's about it. He does what he has to do to make a living, but like that's all Randy. That's
I'm with you. Randy seems like good people, but I want to get in this game, man.
yeah. Let me think. I think this is going to be a meddling roll.
Excellent.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be presence, unless you have other ideas.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Cool.
That is with my +1, that's a 13.
I have 13. Awesome. Ooh, good stuff. Let me see. What can I give you here? Yeah. So yeah, she says, yeah, where's my clues here? Seem to remember one of the oh, he works at the Tribune now. Dan, yeah, or Yarn Shieldbreaker, I mean. Yeah, he works down at the Tribune. He might be able to, he keeps up on all the stuff. I mean, there's the kids out back. They you never know what they're up to. But honestly, I haven't. And she's got like flicking her lighter back and forth. Like I haven't heard tell of anything happened since that kid disappeared. Bastion, right? Back in the day.
Or what kid disappeared? When was that?
Oh, back when I used to play, one of the kids, Bastion Dare, like he went missing. The cops got into it. It was all over the media, and I don't know, the game just kind of dried up. They never found him, but I don't think it has anything to do with the game. I mean, it's pretty harmless fun, right?
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, so I'm sorry, what this guy at the Tribune?
Yeah, Dan Skeen. He can probably hook up with something. You know what? Wait a second. Hey, sit tight. And she goes back. There's like a beaded curtain. She goes back in the back room, and you hear her like digging around for something, and she brings back a little stack of uh, booklets. Look awful lot like this. um, there's a half dozen of them, and she's like, you know what? I still got some of my old stuff, and I'm literally never going to touch it again. I don't know if you're interested in making the game happen or finding someone who runs it, but I know you can just have these. I'm never going to touch them again. Just I'm sorry about being weird about the sheriff stuff, but we got an arrangement, right?
Yeah,
You know how it goes.
Fine. It's just he's been watching me funny lately. I just want to make sure that I'm cool,
Oh,
yeah.
like watching you? Like, do you think he has a thing for you?
No,
That's a little creepy.
yeah, that would be weird. But no, seriously, you don't want thanks for the books. Gosh. Hey, look, I don't have a whole lot to do you back for a favor right now, but here's my number. Scribble it
Oh,
down.
thanks.
And open mic night at the midnight tonight. I'll be busted.
Ooh,
You should come. I'll buy you a beer. It'll be great.
you know what? I think I'll take you up on that.
Great. Well, I'm it in my head, Michael might be attempting to have a little chat as we leave. He's kind of like idly singing the DuckTales theme song quietly.
Yeah, what is Michael up to while we're doing this? Anything interesting, or just kind of backing up?
I think he's probably just chilling. He's not super like there's nothing. He's probably just filling his time by looking at stuff.
Awesome.
Just waiting because he knows she can do the talking, and that means he doesn't have to.
Sweet. I think that is going to wrap up the day phase. I think y'all can meet up back at the house if you like. Let's see. Any moves resolved during the dusk phase? Nope. You have a second Odyssey tape. Would you like to watch that tonight?
I would be up for watching it, I suppose.
I'm good.
There's open mic night at the midnight.
It is.
Oh
open
yeah.
night.
Are you trying to go to the bar in the night phase? I wonder how he's gonna screw us with that. That would be fun.
You can always go after watching the tape too.
Yeah, we can go after watching the tape.
Do that.
If memory serves, I invite a bunch of random NPCs and I can't remember all of them.
That's true. Cool. This tape, actually, before we go to the tape, would you like to answer a question? You've got some clues to work with here. You've got, before you answer that, let me look at the clues. We've got 4 clues on a 6 complexity for house on Escondido Street. We've got 4 clues on a 4 for Deep Lake Lurker. And we've got 6 clues for a 6 or an 8 on Greetings Travelers. David, though, before night starts, check the mail as you come back in from the house. How are you feeling about that whole situation that happened in the kitchen?
Not great. I think I'm kind of, like chain smoking, kind of looking over my shoulder, like see if Debbie Raudenbecker's coming after me.
Mhm.
So, come on, pop in and head back to the house.
Cool. I think you check the mailbox on your way in, and there's actually a small packet of letters kind of wrapped up in twine, and they are all addressed to the station, the TV Odyssey station. And you can see some of the postmarks are quite old, like over a decade old, clearly, because the station hasn't existed for a while. And this is one of your clues. The clue is a bunch of complaint letters to TV Odyssey, and these particular letters are all complaining about the programming becoming bizarre, people getting headaches after them, seeing things from the tapes in the real world on the street in their bedroom, and just like a lot of like as the postmarks get later and later, the letters become a little bit more fervent and insistent because stuff is happening, and then they abruptly end at the date of the disappearance. So that's your clue: a packet of complaint letters to TV Odyssey. And I'll have the other one up for you soon. Sweet. So let's take a look at this Odyssey tape. This Odyssey tape is affirmations, is labeled affirmations 04. And this is the one that you got from Kayleen from the camp. Are you watching it at the house at Rodebacher Street, I assume?
Where else is there to watch it?
The living room at Escondido Street. If you wanted to do that there, there is. You haven't been there yet. Where's the other one? Where's that mystery? There it is. Yeah, and so there's a couple of locations you haven't been to that have them, but right now Rodenbacher and Escondido Street are the only places that have VCRs that will accept these tapes.
That's a big no from me, dog.
That's fair. Yeah, we can do it at
Excellent.
home.
She did try to kill you with the chef's knife.
Just trying to help.
That's just Tuesday, I think, here in Deep Lake.
Excellent. So Odyssey tape affirmations 04. So you pop in the tape. So let me double check that. Yeah, cool. So you pop in the tape, and there's the usual sort of scan lines and like blue screen with time code at the top. And it pops open to the title card for an episode of Daily Affirmations with David Tilbert. It cuts from the title card to a shot of David seated on a couch in his living room. The room is tastefully decorated and has sand-colored carpets and wallpaper. And David is staring directly into the camera with a slightly too wide smile on his face. And a soundtrack, definitely non-diegetic, of soothing piano can be heard on the tape. And since this is David's tape, let's start with David. Paint the scene. David Tilbert on the tape is trying to convey a sense of financial success and easygoing positivity to his audience. How does his appearance reflect this?
I think his hands are just covered with gold rings with a variety of precious stones, you know, kind of a 10 rings of Solomon deal.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, it starts with him just kind of staring for a little while, hands clasped like this. And I think that image enough is like, let's pause that for a moment. Does anyone want to do anything in the house while it's paused?
If I have a minute, maybe I could go to the Ghost Bros forum and ask a bit about this SNS game going on.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. You can get on there and send off a message. It'll take a little while for the response to come back, so we'll see what that looks like.
Perfect.
Anyone else want to do something?
We established last week that my older sibling had been playing SNS at the time of the disappearances, so it's possible for me to give them a call.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. What was their name?
Let's go with Polly.
Polly?
Yeah.
Where is Polly living these days?
I think the last I heard from her, she was in Prague.
Mm. Let's see. Okay. It is probably midday there then. And you get you hear her voicemail. And it's definitely her voice. Sounds a little bit unfamiliar because it's been a while since you've talked to her, it sounds like. And it's just a pretty generic, like, this is Polly. I'm bouncing around like I do. Leave a message and I'll get back to you when I get back to you. Beep.
Yeah, I think David just kind of shakes his head and is like, hey, look, it's David. I know we haven't talked for a while, but ring me when you get this. I'm back in Deep Lake. And I hang up.
Awesome. What about Erica and Parker? Just hanging.
Parker is trying to do knife tricks with the chef's knife that they got. And if Erica isn't doing anything, they're trying to show, like, look, like, whenever we're all latchkey kids. I was left home a lot. And, whenever you're cooking by yourself, you get bored. And so they show, like, they could, like, flip a knife, catch it. They even taught themselves to, like, catch it in their teeth. Like, they're pretty impressive with this knife. And so they're just trying to impress Erica with what they can do.
Erica is duly impressed. She's really into this. She's just watching you getting a nice kick out of things while rolling a joint.
What are you afraid might happen if your skills are a little bit rustier than you thought?
Oh, no.
A night move where you hurt yourself?
Definitely that they're going to hurt themselves, especially if they're trying to catch it in their teeth. Definitely a cut in the face.
Ooh, yeah. It is worse than that. You're actually going to hurt Erica.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's save the roll for the next break at the tape.
All right. So
Cool. So let's press play on that tape. And let's go to Parker. Yeah. The theme of today's affirmation on the show is body positivity. What is David's message to his audience?
I think his message is there's no such thing as too thin. So you need to be positive about how thin you can be. And it's supposed to be affirmations of, like, think skinny, be skinny, eat peels of fruit, not the fruit. Sugar? No. Stuff like that.
They're very healthy. Okay, cool. Let's pause the tape there. Yeah, let's see that roll. It's definitely going to be a vitality roll.
Okay.
What do you have?
2d6.
You can use the knife as an item if you want to use it for advantage.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Cool. So it'll be 3 dice top 2.
So that is a 4 and 3.
That is a 7. Good time. Yeah, so there are a few moments where the knife gets a little bit out of control, almost as if it has a mind of its own. You feel, it takes a second to get back into it, but once you start flipping it around stuff, you feel that confidence come back and you're able to catch it in your teeth, balance it on your finger, flip it back around that way. But there are a few times when it moves in a way that you don't expect, and you're still super good at it. You are able to catch it, but it disconcerts you a little bit. And yeah, when you start to watch the tape again, you'll just put it on the what do you call the table in the middle of the living room?
Coffee table?
Coffee table. You put it on the coffee table. when you start watching again.
Okay.
Cool. I don't think anyone from the forum has gotten back to you yet, but I think we can make that roll now.
Perfect. Okay, so I think it's
This is
with
rolling with
presence.
presence.
Yeah. Just 2d6.
Just 2d6.
10.
Awesome. Cool. We'll come back to the answer at the next one. Erica, you're being entertained. David, what are you up to besides smoking?
I think I try to go for a cup of coffee, and I just kind of taken it back when I see Parker playing with the knife after my earlier experience with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, could you like not?
Yeah, and I think she wouldn't do anything weird with it, but you swear it's moving towards you sometimes, and she grabs it back. It's just got to be a trick of the light or something. It's pretty impressive, so that's probably just what it is. Cool. Let's press play again. When you press play again, it's zoomed in on David Tilbert's face a little bit as he's doing his body positivity message about being thin. And as you're watching, and this will be a question for Erica. As you're watching, you notice something leaking or maybe crawling out of his mouth, nostrils, tear ducts, ears. And it always takes him a second to realize what's happening. What is it? And what does he do when he notices that that's happening?
This is just like continuously happening.
Yeah, like it happens and then he does something and then it'll happen again.
I mean, I grew up with the X-Files like everyone else. He's got some kind of thick, like what he's got looks an awful lot like the black oil from X-Files. That shiny, goopy stuff that doesn't trail and drip like you'd even think oil would. It's got its own moving life of its own, just gets a little bit out and then just kind of, sniffs it back up.
Sniffs it back in.
Yeah.
What does he do when it comes out of his tear ducts? How does he get it back in? Does he?
He's constantly dabbing at his eyes with a handkerchief, not a Kleenex, a reusable handkerchief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Super gross. Yeah, gross enough to pause. After the tape pauses, Parker maybe go back to get the knife to do some more tricks, and it is not on the table anymore.
I think Parker's going to like get on the floor, try to look under the coffee table, under the TV, and just sort of call out like, "Hey guys, when did you guys take my knife?"
No. Just turn to David and say, "Well, that was weird and creepy. You want one?" I hold out the joint that I've lit.
He looks up and kind of like curls his nose, like, "No, thank you."
Suit yourself.
I'm sorry, what is this about a missing knife?
Did you totally just like palmed the knife Parker was playing with, right? Like I mean, a fair cop, that must be really fucked up for you.
No, I want nothing to do with that knife. Parker, where do you put that knife?
I thought I put it here, and they're like now looking in the couch cushions. I don't see it. Did Michael, did you take it? I was like trying to shout up the stairs.
Yeah, he pokes his head out and he's like, "Did I take what? I'm sorry, I'm right in the middle of chatting."
A knife, kitchen knife. Oh, this
Kitchen knife. No, I don't just I'm not just carrying a kitchen knife around upstairs or anything like that.
Okay.
It ain't me.
I guess everyone keep an eye out for it. That's weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is what happens when you play with a weapon like a toy and ignore all protocols of knife safety.
I mean, it was pretty cool though. I was doing some tricks.
It was pretty cool.
Oh,
But
it's all
pretty
cool
cool.
until someone, most likely myself, loses an eye.
well, we've established it's not in the couch, right?
Yeah,
we
no
haven't
one's
found
gonna
it
sit on
anywhere
this
else.
couch.
All right,
Yeah.
okay, that's, I mean, this is weird, this is creepy, missing knives are bad, but, if the couch is safe to the best of her knowledge, Erica's gonna keep sitting on the couch because she, and start smoking.
Excellent. Michael, I think at this point you do get a response from someone. And they don't say anything about the game itself, but they think that there's a piece of town history that may be related to it, maybe. And it's like a kind of longish rambling story, but the upshot is that in around 1986 there was at the La Fresca Senior High Prom, the next town over, there was a fire. The prom ended abruptly. The huge fire broke out mid dance in the school's gymnasium, and over 100 students and teachers died in that incident. When they went in after the fire was out to take care of folks, a lot of people were dead from burns or smoke inhalation. It looks, they reported that several of them actually died from blunt force trauma to the head, and 2 of them from wounds that were almost certainly some kind of animal attack. And one of them was actually decapitated. And as you're reading this, you kind of start to recall, because you were a kid here when that happened, and you kind of recall some of those details. And they're like, I don't know if this SNS cult had anything to do with it or whatever, but weird, right?
Yeah, very weird. I think he'll respond that he thinks it's probably nothing, but maybe a lot of memories come flooding back. Just how your parents kind of shelter you from stuff like that when you're a kid. Maybe he's kind of remembering how much sheltering that they did during that time.
Oh yeah, and that is the same high school where students jumped in 1997.
What was the year of the fire?
1986.
Okay.
Cool. Let's go to Michael then when you come back downstairs and press play on the tape. The screen is just a shot of his living room without him. It seems like he thinks the camera is now off and has left the frame, but it was still recording. And he is off screen, but you could hear him chastising someone or something off screen. What is he saying?
I think he's yelling about having to clean his face or things not being taken care of right. It's kind of inaudible at a lot of parts. And you hear somebody like sharpening a knife off screen, like he's talking to caterer or something like that. And you can hear him chastising them, and he's like, you can hear him eating something in the middle of yelling. And you can also, it's like you hear this squelching noise, like you hear the initial crunch, but then it's like a really, really audible squelching, like it's right next to the camera. But the whole time he's still like yelling, mouthful of whatever he's eating.
Nice. Yeah, and that's that tape. Watched and watched. Cool. That is your second Odyssey tape. That in the there. Great.
Funny enough, when I ran this the other night, this is the tape I gave my players. I just wanted to share that.
Nice. Cool. David, your sister called back while you were watching the tape. It seems like it was maybe more because it didn't seem like it was a very long show, but a couple of hours seemed to have passed maybe. And there's a voicemail on your show, on your phone, saying that she played a little bit. She doesn't remember anyone's name from the town, but she does remember what they used to listen to during their sessions. And she doesn't remember the name, but it was a band called The Origin, and it was all just like psychedelic instrumental rock. And she's pretty sure like it was like one of dozens and dozens of albums put out by like basically this cult, The Origin. And yeah, they're like, I don't know if that does you any good, but you can find someone that has one of those, maybe they can tell you where they got it. I don't know. Anyway, call more often. Miss you, big or little bro, whichever you are. Little bro, because she must have been older.
Yeah.
And if you're ever in my neck of the woods, wherever that happens to be at the time, let me know and we'll hang out.
David like listens to it, just shakes his head angrily and deletes the message.
Nice. All right. Did you want to go to open mic at
The midnight.
the midnight place?
If other players are into it, yes.
100%.
Yeah, Michael will go for sure.
Cool.
Packing up my guitar and amp, and then we're going to the bar.
Excellent. Yeah, and I think that is relatively uneventful. You do see what's her name? Missy in the audience, kind of like rocking out. Yeah, but it's just a good time, and it's a nice way to shake off the unease that you feel from the Odyssey tape, for sure. Cool. So that was our night phase. Woo. Dawn. We haven't resolved the threat. Answer your Dawn questions and convert them to XP if that is you have stuff to do there. And if you filled up your trek, let's talk about what your advancement is. And if you'd like to change your Dawn questions, now is a good time to do that as well. Did anyone get an advancement yet? Oh, so close. All right.
I think if I don't really think I would count buying weed as cutting loose. But, I mean, unless you count going to the bar and singing karaoke as cutting loose, then I would advance.
Your call.
Yeah, I would count buying weed from Randy as cutting loose.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll take an advance. I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, go for it. I think those unlock me there. Cool. Increase ability, choose a digital last key move, write a custom move, or unmark all your items, which you've only marked one. What do you think you'd like?
I think I will think on that for just a moment.
Cool. Actually, yeah, this is a great time to take a little break. So let's do 5, and we'll come back and start up our day. See y'all in 5. So you're taking the you never know what you're going to get move.
Yeah, I was changing the second move, and it's like it's not pulling from the right move. Like you choose the right
Huh.
name, but it's pulling a different move's
That
description.
happened to me as well.
Okay,
Interesting.
I'm sure. I know he updated the character keeper, so he probably
Yeah.
fixed that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's worth updating to the new version and trying to copy
I don't
everything
think
over,
so.
but like
I just
that's-
copy pasted it.
Yeah. I know he did some cool stuff for the Odyssey tape tab, but yeah. Cool. We are in daytime here. Daytime. Great. We have 3 current mysteries, so no new mystery introduced. Congratulations. You're full up on mystery. And the day is yours. Anyone have any inklings of what they would like to do?
Last session, we answered the question, how can we alert Elliot to us? So
Mhm.
I'd like to go to the house on Escondido Street and try and make contact.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm. Parker would also like to go.
Awesome. Do you remember what I don't think I wrote it down.
I think what we said was that Debbie was able to make contact with Elliot through some kind of ritual, but in doing so, wasn't tainted by the evil of the house.
Erica would be curious enough to want to see this through and want to see Elliot. Definitely in the kind of at breakfast going to be like still trying to find the knife because that's
Mhm.
weird and unsettling.
Yeah.
Wasn't that stoned last night? I know I saw it. You had it. It was in your hands.
Yeah, I even looked
So-
in the backyard. It wasn't back there, so I don't know.
I think we've all learned a valuable lesson about messing with sharp objects while on illegal substances.
I was
You guys never
perfectly
found that thing?
sober. No, we didn't.
Oh, you are a real stick in the mud. Want another pancake?
Yes, please.
Awesome. Is everyone going to the house?
No, Michael's going to Pine Rock Ridge,
Which one's
Uh,
fine?
the Deep Lake Lurker. I think it's
Yeah.
called like Pine Rock or something.
Yeah, it is called. Where's that one? So many PDFs open. It is Pine Rock Ridge. You're correct. Cool. I think let's do the house first.
You know what?
It's closer.
Michael's heading out to the lake. I'll go with him because we should be wandering around the woods alone. Because it's a fantastic horror movie trope, but
Mm. Cool. So it's David and Parker going to the house.
Looks like
the dynamic duos strike again.
Sometimes you just can't avoid it.
The classics.
when things inevitably go wrong, they can get us out of it again.
Put the move to good use, I say.
Oh, I already used it once. Don't put us
Oh,
in any
wow.
more danger.
Oh, it's once per session, not once per cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's once per session.
Have fun. Good luck.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? Tell me about your approach to the house. How are you getting there and what are you doing?
I think we're just going to try and go around back again and get through the door we know has been broken open already.
Mm. Yeah. Are you driving up or walking over or taking the transport?
I think maybe we take my Lexus, park around the corner in case anyone's seen it before, and walk the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And Parker makes a show of not putting their feet on the dash and is like, look, I learned.
Yeah, I think as you're coming down the street, approaching the house, a woman like down the street, kind of not like up here it appeared, but you didn't notice her until you got there, and She is kind of like bustling towards you, almost as if she'd been waiting for you. Maybe not. Maybe she's been keeping an eye out for people. But yeah, she's as she approaches, she's got like real sprayed hair, striped blouse, like weird chunky like plastic jewelry, and she is just like speed walking towards you as you approach the house. What would you like to do?
I just whisper to Parker, let me handle this. And I go, good morning, how are you?
Good morning. How are you? Are you new neighbors? Are you thinking of buying into the neighborhood or just visiting? I've noticed you around a little bit, and I don't want to be nosy or anything, but as president of the Homeowners Association, I feel like it's my responsibility to keep tabs on what's going on in the neighborhood. My name's Patience, and you are?
Patience, that is wonderful because I am looking to buy property in Deep Lake. My name is David. This is my associate Parker, and
Nice
I've
to
just
meet
been
you.
I've just been visiting town, and they've been helping me look at some properties because me and my wife in New York, we really want to start a family here. Us and our twins, Keegan and Sarah, and we just fell right in love with this house over here. And I pointed that
Number 18.
Yeah, beautiful structure.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you. It's an eyesore, and I think it attracts the wrong kind of people. To be perfectly honest, it should be torn down.
Oh, that's really concerning to hear. What's the issue with it?
It's been abandoned for so long. The yard is, I know that Mr. Terrio does what he can for the neighborhood, but it feels like the lawn just gets unruly. I don't know if he's skipping it or what's happening. Kids will come by and graffiti the house. I don't know what they do in the backyard and that disgusting pool, but it's just not becoming, and it's not certainly not in line with HOA rules. But of course, there's no one to pay any fines, so my hands are sort of tied at the moment. You said someone was helping you find a place here?
Yes, Parker here.
Parker.
Well-meaning local who's been assisting me.
A local? Really? I don't recognize you.
I used to live here a few years ago. I moved back because I heard a buddy wanted to move here, and I know a bit about houses.
Oh, do you? Well, what do you know about this house?
I can tell that the structural structure of it still looks pretty in tip-top shape. Might have to check out that foundation. And you said there's a pool. There might be some like calcium leakage, so we might have to look into that. But yeah, I mean, we were hoping that we could just sort of take a look and I could lend my expertise to my pal here.
Well, if I were you, I would have the place demolished and find another place, honestly.
Well, I think we can agree that in the care of a responsible homeowner, this property or whatever place could really be a jewel in the crown of this neighborhood. But you definitely shared some worrying information with me, Patience. Maybe me and my wife should just buy property in that other town on the way.
Yes, the other town, which is named La Fresca.
Yeah, La Fresca. Maybe we should live in La Fresca instead.
Oh, I hear it's quite an up-and-coming community. They've had their troubles, of course, but who hasn't?
Say, Patience, as head of the HOA, surely you, with your permission, it'd be all right if we want to go take a closer look at number 18?
A closer look? I mean, you can see from the street what an eyesore it is. I mean, it's not my property, so I'm not one to give or take permission. But the Rappaports aren't around, and they are the opposite of responsible homeowners. I'm sure there's no insurance on the house, so if anything were to happen to you, you would definitely be on your own. And there's not even anyone to sue. I don't think Debbie has a cent to her name. So, and she like there's a loud, audible eye rolling when she talks about Debbie.
Terrible. Just
Uh,
terrible.
Parker,
Nobody just
how are you reacting to this?
I think
Woman.
Parker is trying to like not slouch and like nodding and trying to be like, this house, like I'm paying attention to the house.
Mm.
And I think that they like elbow David and are like, you know, I think maybe you should take your New York money somewhere else.
I
What,
agree.
Parker?
I bet there's nicer HOAs in this town.
Well, nice doesn't maintain property values. Nice lets people get away with things, and we don't do that here. So maybe you should take your money somewhere else.
All right. Well, Miss Patience, it has been a pleasure to meet you, and we'll just be on our way then.
And she just like crosses her arms and politely stands there, waiting for you to go.
David starts to walk away.
Yeah, Parker follows. Are we going back to the car?
Maybe we just wait her out there for a little while and like try and sneak back in later.
I think you can, like, if you go around the corner and wait a few minutes, poke your head around. Like, I think she got what she wanted. She saw people snooping around and wanted to see who they were, and I think it satisfied her curiosity. So you could probably go back in pretty directly if you like. But let's jump to Pine Rock Ridge. Erica and Michael, what are you up to?
Well, I kind of checked out the boathouse last time. Do you want to give me any ideas of where I could go? I don't want to metagame either.
Yeah.
So
There's so you went to the boathouse. Did you went to the beach, right?
I went to like the swimming pier, I think.
Yeah.
I remember dangling my feet off the edge there.
Getting our the next victim condition. Yeah, you went to the swimming pier. You didn't go to the beach, I don't think. There are a couple cabins you can still go to. There's like the big central mess hall, and we saw Kayleen's cabin, but we didn't see the campers' cabins. So we can take a look there.
Yeah, it'd be fine going to the campers' cabins. I'm sure they have some
Cool.
history.
Yeah. Is that good with Erica?
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so there are there's activity. It's been a day or two, so folks have stopped showing up and have kind of settled into regular activities. And since it's early afternoon, late morning, I think all the kids are out doing activities. So you can get into this cabin pretty easily if you would like. And in particular, cabin 7, the Loon cabin, that's the one where Jessica, the girl who was disappeared, that's the cabin that she supposedly slept in. There's no one there now, but even just peering in, how do the girls staying there show that they would rather be sleeping anywhere else?
So you said it's been a couple days, so people are settled in a little bit. Campers are settled in. I think that all their gear and stuff is still by the door. It's like sleeping bags over there if they have to be, but all the accoutrement and everything else are over by the door, so they can get out whenever or as soon as they can.
Nice. Yeah, and there are there are bunk beds built into the walls. There's sleeping bags out on the beds, but like you said, all the stuff is and at the far end of the cabin between the beds there is an old TV and a VCR on a gray rolling stand. What would you like to do?
Does there
Um,
be tape with the stand? Visible?
There is no tape visible, no. And in fact, no tape not visible. There was no tape.
I think that Michael wants to look more at. He doesn't want to go through teen girls things.
Mhm.
He wants to look at like the building itself, like you know how kids scratch things into walls and stuff like that. I mean,
Ooh.
if this has got like lore behind it, he wants to look to see if people left something behind.
Yeah, I love that. Let's go ahead and make a investigation roll. Let's see, that would be with or a meddling roll. Michael, there you are. Yeah, I think that would be with reason. Sounds like if you're snooping around.
Yeah, it sounds like reason.
Cool. That is a 10. Amazing. Let's see what we got in the way of clues. Oh no, that was the last 10.
No,
that is a
I had no
4.
idea. It's a
That is
4.
a 4.
I
Also
had no-
amazing.
I'll take the 10, but it's a 4.
Cool. Hmm. Just tell me, like, describe more exactly what you're doing looking around. And Erica, tell me what you're doing while that's happening.
Erica wouldn't be comfortable rifling through the cabin either. She firmly believes in the sanctity of a teen girl's stuff.
Mhm.
So I think the closest she'd get is trying to take a look inside to see any names of anything that identifies a current camper, because she's gonna go look for some of the campers currently occupying this cabin and
Mhm.
that with them.
And I think while you're poking around, sort of focused on your investigation, you hear a voice from a bunk bed that is right next to you. And when you turn, there is someone sitting there, smoking a cigarette. A large, very large man in a creamy yellow suit
Holy
and
shit, dude!
a
No guys in the girls'
cowboy hat. So looks like you've made yourself at home here, both of you.
Yeah,
Dude,
Michael
outside,
jumps.
no guys
Jesus
in the girls'
Christ.
cabins. Get some kind of get out! Come on, wait.
And you didn't hear him come in. You didn't see him there before. It's almost as if he appeared while your back was turned.
Yeah, great. Whatever. Let's take this outside. You at the camp?
Well, I've been here a while. It's true.
A while. How old are you?
Old enough to have seen some things happen here. See
Are
this
you a
place go
counselor?
up.
You're not wearing a vest.
No, not a counselor.
You're overdressed to be a counselor.
I just like keeping an eye on things. Kind of like you in a way.
That's a creepy thing to say when you're sitting in a girls' cabin. I'll be right back.
But you don't seem like children yourselves, do you?
Erica's, yeah, but I'm a young woman. You're in a young girl's cabin. You aren't either of those things. I'll be right back. She's getting out her, heading to go like try to call Sheriff Bill or something.
And your gentleman friend?
Michael stays in there.
I mean, you are in a girl's cabin, aren't you?
I'm gonna be standing in the door, like in the doorway. Like,
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, you can't argue that point. He can't argue. He's right. But I'm not going through anybody's things. I guess you're not either. But you are smoking in here. Not cool to do.
Yeah, seriously, man, like take that outside. Look,
And when you pop open your phone to dial, there's no signal.
right. Well, Mr. Creepy Man sitting here in the girls' cabin saying that you're much too old to be in a girls' cabin. What brings you to the girls' cabin? Nice. I light a joint to kind of join. Like, yeah, I'm cool too. I'm
And he actually pulls out a lighter and it's one of the it's like an old desk lighter. It's like one of the kind of round things.
Oh,
that's
those
got
are
a
cool.
thing that
Yeah.
comes out, and like he doesn't really pull it out. He just holds it up for you and lights you up. And says,
Now, when you say big, how big are we talking this guy is?
he's probably about 7 foot tall, and broad shoulders. I mean, he's heavy set, but not like giant. He fits his frame, but his frame is quite large. And he says, well, I reckon I'm here for the same reason you are.
oh,
Oh,
well,
or you're investigating too?
Well, like I said, I like to keep an eye on things, and you interest me. You got a curious eye about you. And I feel like you've seen things too, maybe even things you don't remember anymore.
you're a weird one. You got a name, Mr. Man?
No, I mean, I do, but
Oh, what can we call you then if you have no name?
what do I look like?
You
You're a
look like the
pretty
name
big man.
in a girls' cabin.
Well, I
Maybe
suppose
that's
you
what
can
I'll
call
call
me.
you.
You can call me Big Man. Some people call me the Wanderer, and that's what I do. I just wander around watching things.
So,
I feel like I remember a lot more than other folks do. Maybe you choose to forget things that don't quite sit right. But I don't have that luxury.
tell me, why are we here?
You're here to find the truth.
And the truth about
Now, you know that there's things that have been here longer than either of us.
did you send those tapes?
Tapes. And he glances over the VCR. Says, I don't reckon I know what you're talking about.
No, I didn't say it was a VCR tape.
I didn't say they were either, but I know what you meant. You like watching too, don't you?
Like's a strong word. It's just a weird bit of local history.
You're compelled, aren't you? You can't help it. You
Okay,
find
okay.
something.
So you're here
Mm-hmm.
and you're just here. You didn't come in. You're here. So are you here to help us? Do you have something that could help us? Can we help you? What's the deal? I'm sure you don't just show up for anybody.
Like I said, I just like to watch. You're gonna need help. I can tell
I
you
feel
that
like
much.
I already do.
Yeah, this guy's not creepy at all. Come on, Michael. Either our weed's bad or well, come on. Let's get out of here.
You don't know the half of it, do
Got
you?
other things to do.
You think you need help now? Wait till they show up. And he gestures over the door.
You threatening me?
Do you look to see who's at the door?
No.
I do, yeah. I definitely do.
What does Erica do? Threatening?
You threatening me?
I don't need to threaten people. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't think I could if I even wanted to. Do you want me to?
No.
Now, as weird as he is, I think he might be cool. I assume I see myself as I'm close to him and she's away by the door.
Mhm.
I assume he doesn't exude this malevolent energy or anything like that.
No,
He's
no,
just a
he's
weirdo.
He's just a dude, yeah. And as you're kind of figuring out what his deal is, you hear a shriek, a scream, like several voices coming from the front door, like unearthly. What do you do?
Dear God, like I said, I'm trying to get him out of here. And that's when
Yeah, and there's a trio of teenage girls just screaming at you, like, "Why are you here? What are you doing in our stuff? Who are you? Get out!"
has the guy in the giant suit been bothering you?
Who?
That freak in the giant, like, he's like that, him.
When you turn back, he is not there anymore.
Yeah, you're just pointing at me. He's just got his hands up. He's like,
Oh, I wanna do
now
that.
how much of this changes if I turn a key for that?
Oh,
If
if
we
you
just
turn a
not
key
get
for
the
that.
girls? Because I'll turn a key if
Um,
we just don't get me being creepy.
Yeah, I
in-
think the
inadvertently.
girls don't show up if you turn a key.
I'll turn a key for that then.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we still get to hang out with the big man a little bit. Awesome. Which key are you gonna turn?
I'm going to turn a key of the child, the first one. A flashback
Hmm.
showing your latchkey kid routine whenever you got home from school.
Nice. Yeah, let's just like immediately kind of fade into that flashback.
Perfect. Yeah, so you see Michael walking down the street. I think it's dark already. Maybe he had to travel a bit or he did some after school stuff, something like that. And he gets home, key in the door, opens it, no parents around. And he kind of just makes himself like one of those microwave TV dinner things, like those really,
Mhm.
really crappy ones. And then yeah, you see him sit down and pop in some movie, some horror movie from the 80s. I'll end up having a list that I can just call on any time at any point while we're doing this. But you see him pop one in and kind of put his feet up on the coffee table, and there's like soda cans and stuff that he needs to clean up before his parents get home later.
Are you asleep when they get home?
I don't think he's asleep. No, I think he's like doing some homework, maybe,
Mhm.
or half-assing some homework. Probably is the correct way to say it.
Yeah. Cool. And I think when we come back from that, the big man is gone. And yeah, Erica, it's almost as if you kind of like, like when you're sleepy and you get that kind of like falling sensation a little bit, like just before you fall asleep, you kind of feel that for a second. And when you like come back from it, he's gone. And same with you. You kind of, Michael, you kind of went into your reverie, remembering that. And when you come back, you notice that a lock of your hair has been taken, or it is missing for some reason, a good chunk. And that is your clue.
Perfect.
And it still smells like cigarette smoke in here.
Dude, I'm not convinced Randy didn't sell us bad weed. How much of that did you see?
I saw the whole thing. The guy, he didn't smell funny, but he smelled different. He smelled old. If that makes sense. You ever been around like really old clothes? Not
Yeah.
like nasty, not nasty.
Like a museum.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, that was weird. What happened
Yeah.
to your hair?
Yeah, he kind of like, huh, I don't know. I guess that really was some laced shit or something if I'm losing hair. Let's
Well,
get out of here before
yeah.
kids show up.
Let's go
Uh,
back to town or something.
Cool. Let's jump back to the house. I think you two are able to approach the house now without interference from patients. You wanted to go around back again? Yeah. And the door is not broken. It is as it would be, as it was the first time you saw it. It is closed and locked.
Was one of our clues that the door had been previously broken,
Yes.
but now it appears fixed?
Yeah. The clue was signs of forcible entry carefully hidden after the fact, and now that is not the case anymore.
Interesting. Is there a window nearby?
I mean, the whole thing is a window. It's the sliding glass door, but there's also a window like into the kitchen. And so, Parker, can you tell me, was it you that did the ritual or whatever to see Elliot?
To see
the-
Elliot?
Yeah. So
Ah.
the clues we had used were a family photo with third child, scorch marks in the shape of a spiral, and signs of forcible entry. How did we say that? Did we say that Debbie had done something to?
Yeah, we said that
Yeah.
Debbie had like gotten in contact with Elliot through like almost occult means and was now
Yeah.
sort of possessed by the house.
Right. Yes. Um, cool. And I think although the door is locked, you kind of see your reflections in the door from the sun overhead, and there's nothing in the dining area or the kitchen as you're looking, but as you kind of like focus on your reflection, the image of that boy shows up almost in the glass. Like it,
Yeah.
you look and like it doesn't look like he is physically inside, but he doesn't look like a reflection either. It looks like he's there, but it's almost as if he's trapped between the panes of glass and the sliding back door.
what
would you like to do?
I want to slowly get down on one knee, kind of like I'm cautioning an animal. Just be like, hey, Elliot, buddy, listen. No, we didn't get off to a great start last time we met. I apologize.
He puts
for
his
that.
hands up against the glass and like leans in, and you can see like where the glass would press in on his face. But like it's like Phantom Zone looking, kind of like pressing in, listening to you, making good eye contact.
Okay, I'll cut to the chase. Listen, your auntie is in trouble. Things are escalating, and I think we need your help here if we want to fix the situation.
And his eyes just go wide, and like you see him turn and run away, as almost as if he's running down a hallway. There's no hallway there. Again, it's like this weird like two-dimensional projection of him running away, and he fades out as he runs away.
Is there
And
like
just before he fades, he looks over his shoulders at you.
Like he wants us to follow him, sort of look.
Maybe.
Is this the kind of house that would have like a cellar or like a way to get to the basement from the outside?
Oh, let's say there is. Yeah, there's like a little storm door.
Mhm.
And it's locked with a padlock on the outside.
Okay. I think Parker wants to go take a look at it. And are those gardening tools still in the backyard?
Are they?
I don't think we
Um,
took them with us.
yeah, let's say they are.
Okay. Could I try to break into this storm door?
Yeah, you definitely could. I think I'd like to do a day move for that.
Okay.
That's gotta be vitality, unless you have a compelling argument otherwise.
Yeah, I'll do vitality. Okay, so 2d6.
So what are you
sorry.
afraid? Oh yeah, what are you afraid might happen if you're unable to successfully open the door, I guess?
I'm afraid that we're gonna upset the house and
Yeah,
more weird stuff is gonna happen.
absolutely, for sure. Cool. Let's see that vitality roll.
Sorry, I did roll it.
Oh, you're good. That is a 12 though.
I got a 12.
That is good. Cool. Yeah. When you tell me how you're trying to force the lock.
I think maybe there were like some gardening shears or something,
Mhm.
and trying to like use the scissors to like either cut or force open the lock
Mhm.
from, so that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And as you go to do that, like as soon as the shears touch the lock, it just kind of like pops open and actually like drops off, and the door is like bump a little bit, like almost as if there's like some pressure inside that had been waiting to push them open. And there's air coming out of the cracks between the doors, but it smells almost sweet. Like it feels like there's like fresh, like there's a honeysuckle garden in the basement almost.
I think Parker's gonna call David over and be like, hey, I guess this lock was like super rusty. We can get in this way.
Oh man, the basement.
I mean, do you have any other ideas? You want to break a window?
I mean, no, but like, come on, the basement and all of Michael's movies, that's always a bad sign.
Well, we're using the buddy system, unlike Michael's movies.
Yeah, we had
Man.
just watched Evil Dead last night. So
Okay, but you going first.
All right. So I guess Parker's going in first.
Cool. And there's like a wooden slats on top of dirt stairs going down into the basement, and pretty much as soon as you cross the threshold into the basement from the stairs, the air changes. It smells like sawdust and rat droppings immediately as soon as you cross that threshold. And it's dry. There's stacks of U-Haul boxes up against one wall. There's a Christmas tree and a stand, artificial, sort of disassembled and packed away in another corner. Yeah, and just like the usual basement, water heater and stuff like that, and another set of stairs going up, probably to the kitchen from where it is. And the other thing is there's a couple shelves that have like old paint cans, probably have dried painted them, a few more tools, some for outside, some for in, screwdriver, hammer, but the shelf above that, it's still like dirty and nasty, but instead of normal basement stuff, it's just filled with stuffed animals. And they're all just kind of varying sizes, and they are all just kind of like sitting there staring. What would you like to do?
I think Parker wants to go see these creepy stuffed animals.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uh,
there's a couple bears. There's like a bunny, like a weird, like probably was supposed to be a duck, but like didn't really make it. So stuff like that.
Hey, David, do you think these are like the kids' toys? They're kind of creepy, right?
No more so than anything else. Anything else in this house?
Yeah. I think I want to look around at the shelves and see if there's anything I can find.
Yeah. Let's definitely get a meddling roll for that.
Would it, could I use reason to try to think about where
Yeah,
things
I think
could be?
so. Yeah, for sure.
I got a 10.
That is a 10. Cool. Let me see. What would make sense here? Or be fun. Hmm. Yeah. So in with the animals, they're just kind of dusty and nasty. David's kind of right. Like it's not it's not unsettling to come across them in the dark basement, but once you get up close, they are, they're just stuffing in cloth. Almost kind of cute. And there's a few other little knickknacks in there behind them. And there's actually a photo album that has a masking tape label on the front, just like written in marker, that says Summer Camp 93. What would you like to do?
I think I'm like, hey, look what I found, and try to like flip through it, like see what's up with this hidden photo album.
Nice. You flip through it, and all the pages are actually empty, except for the last page. And there are the last page you flip open, and there are several black and white photographs, and it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell like the time that it was taken, but they are black and white photos. They've been developed. They're not polarized or anything, and they're all of empty hospital beds. They don't seem super modern, but they're not like Victorian or anything. Judging from the decor as it is, you imagine it's somewhere, at least in the States. But yeah, it's just an empty photo album, except for one page with photos of hospital beds that are empty in the back.
This doesn't look like a summer camp to me.
No, it'd be a pretty weird one. Huh. And I think Parker's just gonna like put it down.
Cool. And you rolled a 10, right?
Yes.
And David, you hear noise at the top of the stairs where the door is closed, and the doorknob is rattling a little bit. And I think that is the part where the doors to the cellar from the outside close as well. Slam.
There.
Let's go back to camp. So we've checked out the camp, the cabin with the bunk beds and the VCR in it. You've eluded kids and counselors alike for the moment. Everyone's pretty busy. What would you like to do next?
So, the Cole's Notes reminder, how does using clues or answering questions about the mystery work?
Yeah. So each mystery has a difficulty number, and so some of them have one, and you solve it, and that's it. Some of them, like the Deep Lake Lurker, have a series of questions. So what you'll do is you will look at the clues, come up with a theory to answer the question. In the case of the Deep Lake Lurker, is the Deep Lake Lurker a horrid beast or transformed Jennifer Stowski? And you take as many clues as you want. It has to be at least half the number required. So in this case, at least 2. And you try to incorporate the clues into a theory that answers the question. And then you'll roll. You'll roll 2 dice minus the difficulty of the mystery. So in this case, 2 dice minus 4, plus the number of clues you're able to incorporate. So if you are able to incorporate 4 clues, you roll even. More clues is better, clearly. And then once you answer the question, that unlocks the opportunity. And then in this case, it is unlocking the next question, depending on which way you decide.
Yeah, mechanically, the dusk phase is where we would answer a question. I know I've got a theory on the same question in case you were doing that too. So that'd be perfect for us to do it after this day
Yeah.
phase.
Yeah. Oh. Well, man, that was weird. Do you still want to try talking to some campers while we're here, or do you just want to go back to town?
Yeah, maybe if we can find Emily Beaumont, the person that gave us the mystery. Maybe we can find her, since kids are out and about. Maybe she'll have campers with her, so maybe we can toof her, and I can ask her if there's any records she can get me access to. Maybe I can look up, because I know Jessica wasn't the only kid that went missing.
Mhm.
So maybe we can knock 2 things out.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Kind of flag down the closest campers, like, hey, you know where Counselor Emily went?
Let me see. Just look at something up for a second. Yeah, she's where's a good place for Pete? She's not near the water. Yeah, she's out on the trails with a group of kids,
Oh,
just making sure everyone's safe.
do you know it? Like, she's on a hike. Do you know when she'll be back?
I don't know, they usually last a couple hours. Depends on how pokey they are, right?
All right. Well, how long have they been gone?
Gosh, like, I don't, they left before. Who are you?
Friend of Emily's.
Oh, I don't know. They'll be back before nighttime for sure. Probably be back before lunch. I don't know. Is it lunchtime yet?
Is this a
hungry.
kid? I
Yeah, there's a
assume
couple
this is a
kids. Yeah.
kid. Okay. Especially at the end there, I assumed it was a kid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, question before I'll probably just go find her, but question for you guys.
Uh-huh.
Do you know anyone who has to stay in cabin 7 right now?
Yeah, I mean, Lauren here is it's she's like, like a maybe like 13, 14, kind of like small and shy, has like stringy long blonde hair. And they're kind of like, you can tell they've been teasing her about it. Like, oh, there's gonna monster's gonna get you or whatever. Yeah, they kind of like rib her like, yeah, she's no one who stays in that cabin lives through the summer. Ooh. And she's like, not even together enough to brush them off. She's like, oh yeah, I hate it.
She seems pretty alive and well to me. Hey, Michael, yeah, I'll catch up with you in a moment. Hey, Laura, can you walk me to show me where the bathrooms are here?
Yeah, I guess so.
Thanks. Once we get, like start getting out of earshot of the girls who are bullying her.
Mhm.
Like, so I believe you. Cabin 7 is messed up, but like, what's going on? What, you see anything weird?
It's just kids just like to tell stories. It's just ghost stories, right? I don't I don't
Yeah,
know.
like to tell stories, but what do you think happened? What do you see? What do you hear?
I don't really see anything. It's not the cabin that's scary. It's the lake.
What happened in the lake? I mean,
Everyone
this
knows what happened.
went missing. Well, yeah, but that was a long time ago, right?
So it's probably time for another one, right? Is that how? I don't know how it works. The kids keep teasing me and say that Jessica girl is going to come back and get us, but I don't know. It just looks at night when everyone's around a campfire and having a good time and just ignoring everything else that's happening. You can, if you just turn around and look out over the lake, it just seems darker than it should be. Like the moon doesn't even reflect off of it sometimes, it feels like.
That is weird. I'll have to stay around and check that out. But if the problem's in the lake, what's wrong with cabin 7?
I mean, I don't
Gotta be
know. Kids just like to tell stories about ghosts and the creepy girl who's all drowned coming back, like that movie or whatever. And kids, older kids are dumb.
True facts. But they're dumb. You're smart. You're scared. What's got you so scared?
Just them. I don't like them. They're gonna give me nightmares. I don't want to be here. I just want to stay home and watch TV and read and draw. My parents just make me come here because they think it's good for me.
Uh,
I don't get
Yeah.
to say what's good for me though. So
well,
can't wait till I'm 18 and I can just move. Ugh.
it'll be good. But man, in the meantime, you got to do what you can. Is there anything good on TV these days? When I was your age, there was there's a show called The X-Files. Okay, maybe that's not the best thing because it was kind of creepy about about weird stuff happening. But I used to just go home, be alone by myself when my parents were working at night and just make a bowl of popcorn and watch X-Files. You got anything like that to do?
Oh my gosh, that sounds really scary. You must be really brave. What do I watch? I like watching oh, that's too young. I like watching, she likes superheroes. She likes watching the Justice League show that's on back then. Justice League Unlimited. I like watching Cartoon Network. There's weird stuff on there. I don't know, it gives me good ideas for my drawings. So I copy a lot of stuff off of that, but
I
I don't
think
know. I'm gonna move to New York, I think, where they are, and be an animator for cartoons. That's what I'm gonna do.
you're gonna do great. I made it out of this town when I was 18. I went to film school. Now
Oh.
now I make, documentaries and stuff. So you're
Oh wow.
hey,
Why did you come back?
well, that old show I used to like, The X-Files. There's some weird stuff. This guy in town asked me to some friends to come around and help him out. He's got a problem he needed a bit of extra help with, and well, yeah, you gotta help the people who are still left behind here, But
I guess
hey,
so.
listen, before I gotta catch up with my friend, but I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You're absolute. I'm not that brave. Remember? Big kids are dumb.
Yeah.
I'm just not that brave. I'm just not that smart either. You're gonna do much better. Okay?
Okay. The bathroom's right here.
All right, thanks. You try to have a good time for the rest of the summer. Do you want some weed?
Why would I want weeds?
Never mind.
And talking to her, like I think it's clear that she's a little bit younger than she actually seems. Like she's maybe closer to like 11 or 12. She just kind of like is gangly.
Okay, I was thinking like 13, 14 or something.
Yeah.
Like high school or something. Like, oh, never mind. Here's a couple of bucks for the canteen then. No, you take care.
Oh wow. Thanks. Have fun pooping.
Right as she say to drink or drink.
Michael, what are you up to?
Yeah, I think he'll wander up towards the other cabins. Maybe we get like a nice intercut shot of him like sitting looking at a cabin, probably the
Mhm.
cabin that he stayed in when he was here. And then he probably wanders over to the well, he'll probably just go to the trails to find Emily. That's
Cool.
probably after he lingers for a minute, reminiscing. I think he actually liked it here when he was here.
Nice. Yeah, I think you don't spend too long, like maybe 20 minutes on the trail before Emily and a little pack of kids are coming back. And she didn't meet you before. She only met Parker, right?
It depends on if I think she met for coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she looks a little bit scared when she sees you. He kind of like motions for the kids to
Did
stop for a
she
second.
meet Parker or who'd she meet? Parker?
I think she
Yeah.
had coffee with Parker, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Coffee Parker.
Yeah, he puts his hands up. He's like, "Yep, I'm with Parker. I'm Parker's friend. We got the house here in town. You told us to come check some stuff out. My name's Michael."
Oh. She has like big sunglasses she puts up on her hair. Her hair's like tied back in a ponytail. Like, what's your name?
My name is Michael. He's still got his kind of hands like, "Oh, everybody chill out."
You're Parker's friends?
Yeah, I'm here with one of the other people from the house there.
Oh,
I forgot where the house was. Sorry.
Rodenbacher. Street?
Rodenbecker. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, kids, we're pretty close. It's like a 20-minute walk. Like, go ahead, I'll catch up. They kind of like run. A few of them take off running past you. A couple of the younger ones and a couple of the older ones kind of like look, like, what the fuck are you doing here, old guy?
That's fair.
And Emily, or not Emily, Emily, still kind of keeping her distance, I think. It's like, so what did you find out?
Well, I've noticed a couple weird things going on, just seen some stuff here or there. I'm just trying to piece together kind of how it was when Jessica was here last. I know you were close with Jessica. So
Yeah, we were
I was
best
just-
friends.
yeah, I was just wondering if you can get me access to any old files that I could look through. That's kind of what I do, is I'm the paperwork guy. If there's any like old, records. I know she wasn't the only one that went missing. So I don't know if you have access to that kind of stuff. And I know it's new management, so maybe they burned it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's file cabinets, but honestly, like it's a mess, and I don't know if there's anything useful in there. Like I can tell you the names of the kids. There was Johnny Green, Carlos Sanchez, Lizzie Lewis. But they were all older than me. I'm sorry. Do you not know what's happening yet?
What's happening, like present tense?
Yeah, like or what has happened or what the deal is. I don't know. No offense, but like I'm getting really weird vibes from you, and
He
I
like
don't
looks
know.
around. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about, man? It's been 2 days since you told us to go look this shit up. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, yeah, whatever you say. Um, yeah, you can go talk to Kayleen. She's the one that takes all the roles. I don't know if they keep stuff from that long ago. They probably turn it
Yeah,
over every
just,
couple of years, but yeah, I'm
you
sorry if I
you
can't
asked
help.
us to do stuff, so I'm just trying to get pointed in the right direction because you asked.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, we're
yeah.
doing you a solid for free for nothing.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah, and she
figured
like
that.
is like visibly kind of cringing and walking away or back taking a couple steps back.
Oh, okay. You know what? Never mind. And I think he'll just leave unless Erica shows up. He'll totally just leave her ass there and he'll walk back to the camp.
Depends. It's roughly 6-7 minutes behind you. So you tell me, guess.
Yeah, I think he just leaves her there because she's farther out. He's back towards the. Yeah, so he's like, all right, well, thanks for all the help. And he just leaves.
Cool. Yeah, and then you meet Erica on the way there.
All right,
Anything you want to do
so
when you meet up? Yeah.
other than just tell him like, I don't know if I come off weird. I don't think I'm weird. You told me I wasn't weird. This chick was, she's kind of being a bitch to me out there. So, you know what I'm saying?
Are you sure I told you weren't weird?
I thought you said that. I thought you said that. But the point is, we came up here to help her, and she totally cut me out, man. I know we're here to help and everything, but that was rude, I thought. So I told her to fuck off, and I came back this way.
Dude.
I know, it's not very nice, but I'm trying to get things done. She was talking about me being weird, and I said, it's been like 2 days since you asked us to start looking at this, so I don't know what
Wait.
the hell she's expecting.
She was being weird?
No,
What
she said
kind-
I was being weird.
Oh, yeah, that's not that weird, dude. Where'd she go?
Oh, she's probably coming back this way. I'm just heading back to the camp. If you stay here, you'll run into her, but I'm not staying here.
I'll stay here, try to patch things up. You go check out those records. Dude, you need to relax.
What did I do? I gave what I got. What more do you want from me? And he just walks off.
He's off the Red Bulls. Like, just yell out.
He's not even, okay, as a player, I don't think I'm doing anything to be rude. So
Oh no, you're not.
No, you're good. You're good. But
Yeah, and I think when Emily, like it takes a few, like she held back a few minutes to like make sure Michael was gone, but eventually she comes back your way and sees Erica, and again is like a little bit startled for a second, but then kind of relaxes when she sees you.
hey, you're Emily, right?
Yeah, are you another friend of Parker's?
Yeah. Hi. I understand you and Michael didn't really hit it off.
Yeah, there was just something really weird about him. I don't
Well-
know. Like I just got like weird, like I don't know. Just
Did
felt like
He-
when you've like smoked too many cigarettes, like that sort of.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's all right. He's all right. Look,
Yeah. Okay.
you are clearly wigged out by something right now, though.
Yeah. And she like takes a breath. Yeah. He was asking me if I knew anything or could find any records or something. And I pointed him in the direction of Kayleen at the administration office. Yeah,
All right.
I'd love to help in any way I can. I just don't know if I can. It's been hard for me. It's been a long time since Jessica went missing, but I don't know. It just feels like I have a bad feeling. It feels like it's going to happen again, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not worried about it happening to me. And she like looks over in the water, and there's when she looks over the water, you can actually see the swimming pier from here, and you actually see like 3 or 4 kids swimming by themselves. They have like water wings on, and yeah, there's no lifeguard, no counselor watching them, and she's kind of like stares off into the distance at them. She's like, I'm just worried something's going to happen to one of the kids.
I mean, that seems kind of normal with if the camp doesn't have a lifeguard. But look, what the last time you saw your friend, the last time you saw Jessica were things normal? Like, you guys have a fight? Was she acting weird? Did she say something weird to you?
let's do a meddling roll here, I think. And I think I want it to be with sensitivity.
All right. That's going to be rolling at a penalty. Oh.
A 7.
A 7. No, I'll turn a key to bump my roll up here.
Ooh, okay, fun. Which one?
Sandstone Arch.
Nice. Cool. She let me make sure you haven't got this clue yet. Yeah, she was acting normal, you know. It's, it was near the end of the summer, and or end of one of the end of one of the seasons of the column seasons, I guess. We were rotating out kids, and it was normal. We were hanging out, and I don't know, when I woke up the next day, she was gone. But they looked for her for a long time and tried to find a reason, and they didn't find anything. But I kept some of her stuff just in case she came back. And she kept diaries. She like started a new one every summer, and I looked through the one she had brought this year, and normally it's just boring, but I got rid of it as soon as I opened it because it was her handwriting, and the only thing that was in there was her writing in perfect penmanship. I am next. I am next. I am next. I am next, for 80 pages.
Okay.
I never saw her writing in it, but I assume I don't know how long that took. I don't know what it means.
Right. Wow. I'm really sorry. I don't know what it means either, but maybe this will help us figure it out. Before I go back catch up with my friend, just do you know why they never fixed the canoe rack, that canoe rack in the boathouse that looks like it's been that way for 10, for 10 or 15 years?
I think they keep trying to fix it. I just think it's never a good job. And it just breaks off again. I don't know, just one of those things like once something happens, you can't put it back the same way. You know?
Yeah. I know.
And she reaches out and kind of like grabs her forearm gently. And she says, "Hey, watch out for your friend."
What do you mean?
I don't think it's anything. He seems nice.
He's nice. He's a good dude.
I don't know if I was getting it off of him or I don't know. I'm just on edge, I guess. Kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Wait, you said he made you feel like you smoked too much?
Yeah, like that, like queasy, nervous feeling.
Have you ever seen a really big guy in a yellow suit hanging around the camp?
One of the parents?
I don't know, just he's big, like well over 6 feet,
No.
smokes like a chimney, stinks of it.
Yeah, maybe that was the smell. I
You,
don't know.
yeah, okay, look, I'll look out for my friend, and you look out if you see that the big guy in the yellow suit, call me, because there's something real bad with him. I found him in one of the girls' cabins.
Whoa, should we call the cops? That's scary.
I tried to, but I had no bars. But just you
Huh.
just look out for yourself and your campers, okay?
Yeah, I'll let the other counselors know to keep an eye out. Thanks for letting me know.
I'm gonna hustle out towards poor Michael.
Cool. David and Parker are alone in a dark basement. Hopefully alone. What are you doing?
So when we were before, someone's trying to get through the door from the house. The door from the outside is closed suddenly.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt it. The doorknob was jiggling as if someone was jiggling the other side of it.
I'd like to run for the outer doors and try to break them open. Is there
Yeah.
something I can use as like a lever to break it open?
They're not locked or anything. They just shut. So
Oh.
you're able to like you probably are panic and like feel like you have to push them open, and when you do, they just fly open, and sunlight comes in again, and the rattling is stopped.
I think Parker's gonna race after David and be like, David, hey, you saw something in Elliot's room, right?
You mean his corpse? Yeah,
I-
I did.
I mean, whenever Erica was telling us that she talked with the cop, he said that there wasn't actually a fire. Or he didn't, no one said, sorry, my cat's meowing. Great, that's what you thought. There wasn't actually evidence of a fire, but what if the house is like making us hallucinate or something? What if there wasn't actually like a corpse? I really want to go check out what's real and what's not in there.
Okay.
should we go back down to the cellar? Or should we just try to break a window?
Let's go through the cellar. I'm more scared of that patience lady than I am of the house.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I think.
Yeah,
oh,
go ahead.
Oh no, just I want to go back down to the cellar and go through the door to the house.
Yeah, and that door is actually open a little bit now.
Okay, so where does it lead to in the house? Did you see the
Um,
kitchen?
Yeah, it opens up into the kitchen, but when you open it up, Elliot is standing there looking up at you.
Elliot? Hey, does he look like corporeal?
Um, he looks like he's there. Yeah.
Okay, I think Parker's gonna like kneel down to talk, like whenever you talk to a kid,
Mhm.
be like, hey, are you okay? Are you scared? Yeah, do you want us to come with you somewhere? Yeah, okay. We'll follow you, buddy.
Yeah, and he heads upstairs.
Okay, so I think Parker's gonna like look over their shoulder and be like, "You want to follow this ghost kid?"
Okay.
So off up the stairs we go.
Um, yeah. So he leads you up to his room, and the door is closed, and he just points at it and looks concerned.
Okay. Okay. And it's gonna try the doorknob.
It opens, and you hear inside. It's not a voice. It's almost like like house settling creaking, almost as if like there's some pressure pushing in on the walls and ceiling of that room. And when you look in the room, there's a girl sitting on the floor, playing with what looks like Elliot's toys that were sitting around. She's just ignoring you.
Is Elliot still with us?
He's in the hallway.
David, are you seeing this kid in this room?
I think so. Is this the same little girl from the pictures?
Have you seen those pictures?
Maybe they were described to us?
Yeah.
I was in the master bedroom. I think there were
Yes.
pictures. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
it is that
so-
girl.
So Elliot had an older sister from what Casey told us, but this one is in all their family pictures.
Okay. I think Parker's gonna try to like say like, hey, hello. Little
And
girl.
she's playing with one of those like the wooden train sets that has like the tracks that you can snap together. And like there's a little bridge pushing over it, and she's just ignoring you.
I think Parker's gonna step into the room. So I feel like they were just in the hallway.
Mhm.
So gonna try to go into the room.
Yeah, and as soon as you step inside, it's just cold. You can see your breath as you step into the room and exhale. And the girl is still playing with the train.
Think I want to go tap her on the shoulder.
What are you afraid you might see when she looks at you?
I'm afraid that I won't be able to touch her and that she will be like a specter.
Cool. This is going to be a they move with sensitivity.
Okay, so 6 minus 1.
A 10. So you're afraid she might be a specter. Hmm. I don't know which is worse. Yeah, you tap her on the shoulder and she feels solid. And when you touch her, it feels like everything kind of slows down. And her head starts to turn up to look at you, but it feels like it's in super slow motion for you. David, Elliot runs into the room towards the girl. What do you do?
I'll follow him.
And he, the girl is just turning to look up at Parker, and you can tell from the angle that you're at, something's not right with her. And Elliot runs at her and kicks away the train track and starts to grab her by the shoulders. And as her head turns up to look at Parker, you see her face. What is there instead of her eyes?
The same black oil we saw coming out of the other David's eyes in the Odyssey tape.
Yeah, that is correct. And Elliot grabs her by the shoulders and shakes her, and it's like the it looks like that kind of like stutter film thing, like the Tool videos, kind of like they both kind of shudder and just kind of like almost like a film jumped a sprocket and they just vanish. Parker rolled a 10. David, you are just spooked. You're not taking condition from that, but that was fucked up. Yeah. Elliot was clearly scared of her being in his room, but jumped in to make sure she couldn't hurt you, is the impression you got.
Okay.
But you're both shaken by this. And when the girl goes away, Parker, you snap back to normal. David, what do you think?
I want to check the closet to see if Dave or Elliot's body is still there.
Elliot's body is not there.
Turn to Parker. I think we better get out of here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that was enough spooky stuff for today.
As you're heading down the stairway, you hear banging on the front door. And it's just a constant pound, 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 pound.
So it's got a front door where there's like glass by the side where you can kind of see outside.
Yeah, and it is Debbie, and she's banging her head against the front door.
Does she look armed?
No, she does not.
Okay, I will open the door, or I'll put like the chain thing on and open the door and just be like, Debbie.
What are you afraid might happen if she gets inside?
I'm afraid that the little girl will show up and possess her.
I think it's worse than that. I think this is a night move, and I think she already has.
Ooh.
This is a night move with sensitivity.
Uh-oh. My sensitivity is one. I don't think my high limit credit card will help me with this. So
You would be surprised.
I order an exorcist.
You can just remember the
God
better
damn it.
days.
7 minus 1 is a 6. Yeah, when you open the door, Debbie just throws herself against the door and it flies open. And the chain breaks, and she falls down on all fours. Her toes are still outside of the threshold, but she kind of you're next to the door, right?
Yeah.
She puts her hands on the bottom stair of the stairway and digs into the carpet and pulls herself forward until she's all the way in. And then she flips over on her back and looks straight at you and opens her mouth, and the black ooze just gushing out and sprays all over you. And it comes along with this screaming sound. And although you're sure it is still late afternoon, it looks totally black outside. No streetlights, no stars, no moon, and you're just drenched with this, and you feel it seeping into your mouth, into your nose, everywhere. Parker, this is happening in front of you, and you feel it seeping into your eyes, back into your sinuses, and you just feel this pressure pushing on your skull, David. It's going to be really bad. Would you like to turn a key?
I would like to turn a key.
Which key would you like to turn?
I will go with the Sandstone Arc, the Key of Desolation.
Excellent. Cool. And so you unlatch the door, and she turns her head and like just squeezes her face in the little slot between the door, and her eyes are jet black. It doesn't look like ooze or anything. It's just like black contact lenses. And she says with what sounds like a little girl's voice, staring with the black eyes straight at you, "You have to take me home." And reaches out and grabs you like thrusts her arm through the hole in the door and grabs you, and pulls you into the door jamb, and crack your head. And I think that's going to be a condition for you. Mild concussion, question mark. Parker, what are you doing as this is all happening to your friend here?
I think Parker wants to try to like run at the doors because the chain is still on it. So maybe both of their weight can like slam her out.
Yeah. Let me check the safety tab real quick. Cool. Yeah, this is not going to be a roll. The two of you are able to push the door closed with great effort. David, if you're able to help, her arm is still like reaching for you, but you're able to push, and then there's a squish, and her arm falls to the floor,
Ooh.
and it is trailing ichor black blood, and begins pulling itself towards the kitchen. And I think that's a great place to end the session.
That's what I get for mentioning Evil Dead earlier.
Oh yeah, I guess so. That must have been, yeah. Who's laughing now? Cool, that's fun. Let's well, creeping myself out. Let's do some stars and wishes. Let's start with Sasha. We'll go that way.
Star for the big man scene from all participants. That was really well done. I really love Erica trying to threaten him impotently. Really like the scene with Patience as well. Thought it was very funny, just running into that brick wall. And I really liked Parker's scene with the little girl in Elliot's room, and then Elliot. I guess it's just like the whole scene. And yeah, I thought this was probably the most brutal session so far with the possessed Debbie. That was pretty fun. I guess
wishes, yeah.
Yeah, putting an end to this little girl in her reign of terror once and for all.
Yeah. Cool. Put an end to girl. Great. Let's go down the line then to Rue.
Sure. I really liked stars for Michael. I really liked the scene with Emily and playing off that anger, and just that vibe between you two really felt real. I did really like David with Patience. I thought for a minute there we could get her, but she's too strong. She's really strong with this one. And then Erica, I really liked the scene with the camper. Like, it felt really motivational and like compassionate. And then you did end it with trying to give her weed, which I thought was really funny. And then Mark, just great job with all the horror. I thought that was a really creepy scene there at the end. But that was great. And then wishes. I do want to finish off the house on Escondido Street next time if we can, because I'm excited to see what other mysteries there are. So
cool, thank you. Ellie.
Yeah. I wrote stuff the stars down tonight because there were I'm always forgetting them because there are so many. For Parker, stars for that whole like knife tricks bit that you seamlessly transitioned to just this very believable, guys, where'd my knife go? And the, that just that the way you took it from this like, super fun, we're just vibing, doing some knife tricks to wait, something's wrong here. That was fantastic. I also thought it was really cool for you to have Parker kind of put two and two together to wonder that, remember that, hey, if the fire wasn't real, maybe Elliot's corpse wasn't either. That was super cool. For Michael, oh my gosh, I loved how you played his like super acceptance / chill with / almost naive, well, hey, cool, he can help us with the big man. That this just leaning into that, oh, that's okay, yeah, man, we're on the same side here, totally. And then that, again, that switch flip with Emily and then with Erica, where things are just, something's going wrong. Love the scene, David, kind of all of David's narrations for Polly. what we learned about him there, just all the stuff that went unsaid, like the angry deletion of the voicemail, even though it was on the surface to an outsider, it's a perfectly nice voicemail to get from a an out of contact sibling. So I love what you've woven there as a story. And stars for Mark, so many fantastic one-liners. This time, like the what's there instead of eyes? Wow, that got me. Just loved the play out of the big man, loved the ramping up of the different horror things that they're still getting that slow burn, even though we're in the thick of things. And especially big star for checking the safety tab before narrating something that could have been on there, instead of just assuming you remembered it. Like, yeah, that stuff's important. Viewers, take note.
Any wishes?
I'm with Rue. Want to knock off the house on Escondido Street from our mysteries next week, come hell or high water. I'd love to. I want to be pursuing more, some kind of more intentional scenes with Michael now that Emily has told Erica, like, hey, he wasn't being a dick to me. There's something wrong. And now she's reframing her whole, encounter with Michael after he came back all in a snit from speaking with Emily. So I want to dig into that some more.
Cool, thank you. And Billy?
Stars to Parker for I like finding a reason to go farther into the house, you know what I mean, especially after you kind of get stopped for a second and being like, well, if that thing's fake, then this has got to be fake, and just kind of finding the reason to push the story in that direction. For Sasha, this is for Sasha and Mark, because anytime that Patient shows up is like A+ in my book. That was literally the first scene in the game I started running the other day. They were like, yeah, I'm gonna go knock on the neighbor's house and ask if blah blah. So that was the first person that they met was Patience. It was so fun. So that was great. And Ellie, just everything. I like how I really like this big guy in this cabin. It doesn't matter what he says. This is still, you shouldn't be here, and I'm not going to take anything else. Like any kind of, I don't want to hear your weird supernatural shit you're trying to say. It's not going to work. You shouldn't be in the girl's cabin. That's the end of the story. I really like that. And Mark, with the whole argument thing, I always like to touch, like, as a player, I always do that in case it ever gets heated or anything. But about like just a second into that, I realized what you were doing, and so that's why I tried to make him be like super rude out of nowhere when he's been nice to everybody for the most part. And that was so perfect. I could see it. You hear that weird piano in your head or something like that if you're watching the movie, stuff like that. And as for wishes, I want to find another Odyssey tape. That's a big wish. And put Escondido down. And the other wish I have is I would really like to answer the first question for Deep Lake Lurker next time. So I definitely want to do that as well.
Awesome. Cool. Make those happen. Sweet. Thank you. This was super fun. I feel like we had a really good range of stuff too. With Erica's scene with the girl on the way to the bathroom, the argument with Emily, which it's interesting playing that from her perspective, because she's scared of you because of
I 100% when the argument started did not know what the hell I did. It took me just a second to catch on.
So it was really interesting. It was fun to like feed off of, because it felt like you got it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna feed off what you're doing and just have her like shrink back.
Yeah, I love especially because just a minute ago he made a point of not being a creep if the girls come back to their cabin,
yeah.
and then something just set him off. The way she like recoiled, that was it for him. He was over the top at that point.
Yeah, I like David and Patience are a perfect match. I love super Patience David ship now. And yeah, all the great stuff from Parker, especially like pushing into the house, just like getting into the nastiness there. So yeah, too many fun things. And like it's was almost like an old movie serial start. Like we had two pretty high stakes cliffhangers, and we're just like, oh yeah, cool, we got that. Next. I was like, oh, like that wasn't disappointing at all. Like we didn't have to necessarily like follow those through a gruesome end or anything. It was just like, oh yeah, cool, that was just like a thing to keep the audience interested in last time. We're gonna keep moving forward with our stuff. That was really great. Yeah, and just yeah, superstars all around for everyone, just leaning into their stuff and playing along. Yeah, I think, and my wishes are pretty much the same as y'all's. Wrapping up Escondido, seeing another tape maybe, and yeah, just seeing what comes next. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. Yeah, anything else we want to do before we sign off?
I do think we are in an interesting position because we're still trapped in the house and Debbie's still outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah, it
thanks,
was.
Colin.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I need to.
Yeah.
I need to remember next time, because I assume Erica's going to come looking for Michael, and he's going to be like a total dick. So I got to try to remember that and not fall back into weirdo, like means well mode.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks whoever was watching, and we will see you next time.